Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And you look, man, the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with the men of Great Millstone, okay? It just is what it is. We're always ahead of the curve. We're warning you in advance. We're showing you, we're opening up your eyes to what's really going on out here. They had this whole idea of white guilt, which was being pushed by the left, which most Edomites don't agree with. Now, what they're doing is swinging the pendulum the other way and bringing back to the surface what has already existed, which is white pride, white power, so-called white, by the way, because they're not actually white. I'm just using that term for you to understand. White pride, white power, white supremacy, scientific racism, and white genocide, which is the idea that Esau Edom is actually the victim and the oppressed in the earth. This is what they're bringing back, man, while they prepare the sword for everyone else. And we told you about this scientific racism. We told you about social Darwinism and how it's coming back to the forefront. It's mainstream. And when you listen to this guy, Matt Walsh, this is what he's expounded, and he is now mainstream with this ideology. Matt Wolf is mainstream. He represents the majority, what they used to call the silent majority. Right? The mask is dropping. And what you should see that is that this ideology that he has does not match with Christianity, what they call Christianity. And this is why we always tell you that Esau Edom used Christianity as a smokescreen. Because the whole love thy neighbor, love everybody, God is love, is not how he operates. He operates based upon carnality, evil, covetousness, hate. That's how Esau operates. And that's why he invented scientific racism and these things as vehicles or justification for his hate. All right. Might is right is how Esau lives. If he has the power to do something, then it's right. Regardless, he doesn't have morals. And this is what we've been trying to tell you for the longest while. The so-called white man does not have morals. He doesn't have standards. Might is right. The strong get to devour and destroy the weak. And that's it. That's how they live. And if they perceive you as weak or they label you as inferior, they are justified in whatever they do to you. And that's it. And you're going to see that now. All right?
Is our civilization one that we should be proud of, even in spite of its history of conquest?
Right, because the in spite part is what they've been pushing on the white guilt. Now he's going to get rid of that. So he's to hell with that in spite of. I'm proud of that.
No, not in spite of that history.
Oh.
I'm proud of it in large part because of that history.
So they're proud of what the conquest that they did over the New World. They're proud of what they did. They're proud of putting you so-called Negroes, Hispanics in slavery because it allowed them to elevate themselves in the world. And that's really what it was all about. That's why the Bible says, woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. This is why the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, applies to Esau, because it's exactly what he's all about. He's not about morals. And we've been telling you people for the longest while. A man are acting like we're crazy. This man is the devil. He has no morals. The only thing he's concerned about is gain. That's it. Gain. And if he gains, then it's right. And that is the way of the thief. That is the way of the murderer. That is the way of sin. The way of the bully. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. Esau Edom has a narcissistic, self-absorbed doctrine that he's drunken on. And that's the idea that he's superior to everyone else. He's entitled to everything everyone has. No one else deserves anything. Me. And I'm always right. That is Esau. He is a proud man, as you just heard. Neither keepeth at home. He believes that he has the right to go throughout the earth and dominate and take and own. Right? You don't have that right because you're primitive. You're Stone Age. You're in inferior genetics. Right? Who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunt in proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? That's what a thief does. A thief increases that which is not theirs. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Right? Because a thief, when they steal, they're really putting themselves into debt. Esau's in great debt because he's a thief. Right? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because in recent times, all across the world is kind of waking up to that who this devil really is. And Esau don't like it. But now he gonna double down. Esau's gonna double down. It says, to hell with all you people. We're right and you're wrong. And yeah, we did that, and we're glad we did it. We're glad we colonized you. It was right to do that. You deserved us to take everything you have. That's the spirit Esau's coming with. That I don't give a damn spirit. We ain't trying to appease your feelings. But that's all right, because we at the end of this thing. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood. Like Matt Walsh don't care about the blood that he spilt. And for the violence of the land of the city and all that dwell therein. Listen to this. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame. See, they're trying to kick the shame. Oh, there ain't no shame. I'm proud of it. Nah, the shame gonna come because guess what? Your prized possession, which is America, is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, and you're going into slavery, and you're gonna have to eat the shame. You're gonna have to take it. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. But these men are trying to get around that.
It is one of the great triumphs of all time that our forefathers had to first conquer.
And I'm glad you're saying it's your forefathers, man, because you're going to pay for it. Damn devil. Our forefathers. Good. Thank you. Don't play no games, because you know they try to play games. Oh, well, I'm German. Oh, well. Nah, yeah, it was your forefathers. Yeah. Sorry, what am I? 21. Let's read this real quick. It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. He's the offspring. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice of the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. And that's why Esau Edom hasn't embraced the true knowledge and the true understanding which is in the Bible, because they don't think they need it, because they didn't get what they got by embracing the ways of the Most High. They're going according to their own way. That's why Matt Walsh, everything he's speaking isn't backed up by the scriptures. It's backed up by himself. He's showing you, listen, this is what I believe in. Because there ain't no love thy neighbor with what he's talking about. There ain't no charity with what he's talking about. You were never given an unction to go over to another land and conquer it. You were supposed, according to you, you were supposed to be spreading the gospel. You had a land to live in already. No, when Paul was going out, was Paul conquering lands or was he spreading the gospel? Oh, so why were you conquering lands? Because that's what you wanted to do. That had nothing to do with the scriptures. The Lord said, preach in season and out of season, to go preach. You guys weren't trying to preach. You trying to get yourself some gold and silver, man. Right? Your counsel is nothing to do with the Lord. It says, what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? There's no profit for these devils if they actually did what the scriptures say, because they wouldn't be able to steal and murder. Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. That all that scientific racism and all that shit, social Darwinism, that's their counsel. That counsel is not with the Lord. So which one is it? Do they believe in the scriptures, or do they believe in in social Darwinism? How oft is the candle of the wicked put out? How oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children, or he rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. So everything's come full circle now. We're now in the point in American history where America is about to openly celebrate the wickedness they did to our people. And that's when they're going to be destroyed, man. And it's a beautiful thing. Now they're openly going to be like, yeah, you know what? We're going to double down on this thing. And then when they double down, this is why their destruction is near. Yeah, we're proud we did that. Or, yeah, that was our ancestors. Or, okay, cool. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. And if you want to read about that wrath, all you got to do is go to the book of Revelations, man. With the 18th chapter, all of that. Right? Thus with violence shall Babylon the Great be destroyed. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. Because you really think that you're going to do all this wickedness and just self-justify and just sail off into the sunset. In Nagagosa, brethren. In Nagagosa. Yeah? That can't happen. You're done out here. You can't stamp yourself with approval. And that's what these devils are trying to do. They're trying to stamp themselves with approval. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Guys are taking the piss out here.
An ocean, in order to then land on a giant mass of uncharted wilderness filled with untold dangers and wild beasts.
That where people were already living, but they're not people to you. They're not people to you. They're not human beings to you. But you're Mr. Human Rights. These are the same people. Oh, yeah, we believe in human rights. Get the hell out of here.
And yes, primitive warring tribes.
Right, so there you go. Straight away, what he's going to do is try and dehumanize and devalue the victim. That's all it is. This is why he's using this terminology. Yeah, they were just a bunch of monkeys, animals, savages, primitive. Yeah.
Many of whom practiced human sacrifice and cannibalism. And
many of them, but many of them didn't. Does that justify you? Many of you did that. In Europe. Fucking devil, man.
Who, if they captured you, would torture you for fun and rape your wife and children before killing you, maybe eating your internal organs and taking your family as their property.
So now you're justified? Is that what's going to justify you, Matt? It's devil. This is a devil.
And yet, in the face of those unimaginable horrors,
Unmanageable horrors. They were monsters. Well, then why didn't you go home? You had a home. Go back home. Oh, the gold and the silver. Oh, yeah.
our forefathers and ancestors conquered this entire hemisphere and
Yeah, they just conquered it. Killed the women and children. It's just conquering.
settled it and single-handedly dragged it out of the Stone Age.
Yeah, they dragged it out of the because it was in the Stone Age. Because everything's based upon the level you're on in Age of Empires, right? In the game. So if you're in the Stone Age, yeah, you're not. There's no value there. Your lives don't mean nothing. Your possessions don't mean nothing. You're not allowed to own no land. I mean, this guy said that it was only a couple. There was not that high of a population. So why do they get to have that whole continent to themselves, bro? It's theirs. It doesn't matter. That's like me. Can I go to some duke somewhere in England that owns acres and acres of land in England and say, well, there's only like 10 people in this family and they own all these acres. Why do they get to have all these? Oh wait, hold on. Because they're white and they got a piece of paper that says it's theirs, then it's legal, right? Because he said that the tribes, they never had they're so primitive, they never had no laws or nothing written down, apparently, which is a lie. Yeah. So it's like it wasn't theirs anyway, because you can only own something if you own it the way Esau tells you need to own it. It's very what's it called? Convenient, isn't it, for a thief? This guy's a devil, man.
And built from the wilderness the greatest civilization the world had ever known. Am I proud of that? Yes, I am. Now, the natives lived in the Americas for 20,000 years.
No, they didn't. They weren't there for 20,000 years. That's a lie. They were there for just over, what did we do the calculation? Just around 2,000 years they were there, right? And they had civilization. They had civilization all over the Americas. They had cities. They had technology. This guy's an asshole, man.
This is something that the
when they got there, they destroyed a lot of it. They're a devil, man.
The left and the people who hate this country like to bring up all the time. Well, they were here for...
Yeah, it's left-right bullshit. That's why I said to hell with the left and to hell with the right. The Lord's going to destroy all of them.
So long. Yeah, they were here for a long time. What did they do in that time?
Okay, so again, even if they were there for 20,000 years and they didn't do nothing with the land, it's still their land. It doesn't give you the right to do what you did. Is this Christian values, right? So if I got a piece of land and I only build a shack on there and you want to build a mansion, we'll just come and kill him and steal it, because what was he doing? What was he doing with the land? Fuck you, man.
During that time, they never figured out the wheel. They never figured out written language.
That's a lie. They had written language, you pussy-o. It's a lie. And what does that got? Even if that is true, how does that justify you? What does written language got to do with the law? What has got, the scripture says, remove not thy neighbor's landmark. It never said you can remove the landmark if they don't have a written language. You are a demon.
Most of them progressed hardly at all over the course of 200 centuries. They were still eating each other and living in...
Yeah, because they're inferior. And see, this is the scientific racism that he's pushing.
Tense, many of them. The great tribes of Mesoamerica had advanced the most. And by that, I mean, they had caught up to the ancient Egyptians by the time that the conquistadors showed up.
Ancient Egyptians had advanced technology, right? This is the lie that Esau teaches, yeah? There's a book called Dead Man's Secrets, and it exposes how there's a lot of ancient technology, man. And even Esau can't really break down how they did a lot of the things they did. This is a fact. There's a lot of ancient technology. It's just because it's not exactly like how Esau does his bootleg thing. They had ancient technology. They weren't idiots. They were doing metallurgy during the time of Cain. So there was no such thing as a Stone Age. It's all lies. Cain and them man were doing metallurgy. So when was the Stone Age? That's a lie. There was no Stone Age.
They were building pyramids at a time when Europeans were using the printing press.
But you can't build those pyramids. They had 3D, they find 4-dimensional flipping paintings in the Americas. 4-dimensional. There's all kind of crazy technology that they find that they didn't destroy over there in the Americas, man.
Settlers arrived here, and in less than 3 centuries, they had established a nation. In another 70 or so years, that nation would stretch across the entire continent from one ocean to
like a virus.
In another 50 years, they'd be digging a giant trench through the earth to physically connect one ocean to the other.
Ooh. Yeah, and in another 70 years, you're going to become a desert.
At the same time, they would be building vehicles that can fly.
In 1 hour, you're going to become a desert.
Through the air. In another few decades, they'd be walking on the surface of the moon.
What's a lie?
Okay, these settlers took a wilderness sparsely inhabited.
So that justifies them.
By hostile Stone Age natives.
Hostile Stone Age natives.
Matter of a few centuries, built the greatest, most advanced, most.
Listen, I must read, man, what your end is gonna be. See how great it's gonna be. You're gonna become a great desert. You pussy-o. So, man, boy. Telling you, man, these devils, man. All right, this is Revelations 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily, man. Oh, in 200 years, let me show you something. He cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great, yeah, you great. Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's going to be your remembrance, Matt.
Global.
That's going to be your remembrance. That you did all that. Oh, great. And in 1 hour, you're going to become a desert by divine unction. And then after you get destroyed, the true greatest civilization that there's ever going to be is going to be established, which is Holy Jerusalem. Anyway, we got to get too emotional. Right? But we told you, these men are going to come with it, man. They're going to come out with it. All that anti-DEI crap they were doing was just exactly what, it's all part of the same thing. They about to bring back all that scientific racism, bring back all that social Darwinism to the forefront. We are the superior people, and what we say is right, and what we do is right. And that's the bottom line. And you just savages, and you're everything negative, and you're low level, you're primitive. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be doing nothing. So just shut up. That's how these devils are on. But man, you devils are going to be destroyed, man. Anyway, I can't even talk about this no more because I'm starting to get too angry, and it's too early in the day for all that anger. I need to relax. But the Lord is going to deal with these devils, man. But we told you, this spirit, this white pride, white power, which never really went away. They just hid it behind the mask of the left. This white pride, white power, scientific racism is going to come back to the forefront. And we're seeing it now. All right. And it's going to lead up to the time of Jacob's trouble, where Esau going to come at you, Jake. And remember, they're positioning Jake as being the problem in America. Most Edomites in America believe that one of the problems with America, one of the things holding America back from being great again, is you so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. And they're going to use the lowest denominator of you, which is given all this limelight and time in the camera, as justification. Because not every Jake is like some ratchet, ghettoed out Jake. It's not every Jake. But these are the Jakes that they give the money to, they give the limelight to, they give cameras to, on World Star Hip Hop and everything, to showcase all that, so they could turn around and say, oh, look, see? These are the people that's the problem. They ain't doing no good in America. When really, anyway, they doing the same thing over here in the UK. They blaming the immigrants. They're blaming, it's everyone else's fault. And Esau Edom is the victim. So you're going to see, it's going to turn ugly. But it's going to end ugliest for them. So if that, I'm going to say shalom.